Hello everyone, my name is Deepika Sharma and in this semester I'm teaching operating system and my today presentation topic is Introduction to Operating System, their main functions, what are the main functions of operating system, what are the main needs of operating system, goal of operating system, example and OS challenges. So first of all, Introduction to Operating System. OS is a master program which acts as an interface between computer system, users and the computer hardware. It provides a user a user-friendly environment in which a user may easily develop and execute programs. So operating system is a set of master programs which is designed to control entire operation of the computer. This is the software that is required in order to run other application softwares, and the operating system can be regarded as a track on which the train runs, as the track acts as a strong link between earth and the train. Same as operating system also acts as a strong link between the hardware and the user of the computer. To run the train, track has to installed first. Similarly, the operating system is required in the system to make it operational, and it is loaded automatically into the computer whenever we start the computer. Operating system is generally Operating system is a general purpose software which is involved in each and every activity of the computer. The operating system decides when and how to process which data, where to store the processed data, and from where to supply the data when user requests. So, in this way, it is designed to control the entire operation of the computer. And next we have is the history of operating system. It is all started with computer hardware in about 1940s in ENIAC. ENIAC stands for Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. It is in US, and the first computer they built, that is in 1940s, and the main description of that computer is built in the 1940s and weighted 30 tons, and it was 8 feet high, 3 feet deep and 100 feet long, and it contained over 18,000 vacuum tubes that were cooled by 80 air blowers. And in history, programs were loaded into memory manually using switches, punched cards and paper tapes. That you can see in the image that a person is trying to load the programs into the memory. And as time went on, card readers, printers and magnetic tapes units were developed as an additional hardware elements, and assemblers, loaders, and simply utility libraries were developed as software tools. Later on, offline spooling and channel program methods were developed sequentially. Next is, why do we need an operating system? We all use computers, okay? Over there we use different operating system. As we all know, operating system is one of the most important system software which manages and control the hardware, and this helps the user to execute the application program. So the basic needs of operating system are: first, allows you to hide details of hardware by creating an abstraction. Abstraction means hiding the details. And second is easy to use with GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface. And next is offers an environment in which a user may execute programs or applications. Next is the operating system must make sure that the computer system convenient to use. And next, operating system acts as an intermediary among applications and the hardware components. It also provides the computer system resources with easy to use format and acts as an intermediate between all hardwares and softwares of the program. So overall, it makes it is used for the fast and automatic working, and it is used for better utilization of system resources. And operating system was developed to provide human beings with a machine interface, so the need of operating system was also felt to match the speed of fast processor and the and shows input output devices. To realize the resource utilization potential of batch processing, or a mounted batch of jobs must be executed automatically without human interference, and their results into the development of operating system. So basically we can say operating system is very useful, and it controls over the activities in our computer system. Next is the static view of system component. In system component we have four major parts. In the upper layer we have users. Next we have system and application programs, to whom user request or send their request in the form of commands or other service request. And after that we have operating system, which communicate with the system and application programs. And then in last we have computer hardware. So the main description of these computer system components are: first is hardware, provides basic computing resources like CPU, memory, input output devices and communication mediums. Next is operating system, that controls and coordinates use of the hardware among various application programs for various users. And third is system and application programs, the ways in which the system resources are used to solve computing problems of the user, like word processor, compiler, web browser, data systems and video games. And last are the users, that are people, machines and other computers. Now next we have dynamic view of the system, view of system component. The basic structure is similar as static view. Here also we have four main component. First is the users, application software, system, operating system and computer hardware. User s- sends the input to the application software. Application software sends service request to the operating system. Operating system sends hardware instructions to the computer hardware. After that, computer hardware process on the data, and the processing results sent back to the operating system. Operating system send back the service response by the application software to reply back to the user, and application softwares send that output to the user. In this way, the communication and the request being processed by the operating system through computer hardware. And next are the basic important terms that is very useful to understand in operating system. First is instruction, that we can say set of rules, and third is the program, that is set of instructions, and next is the software, that is set of program. All these three statements are interlinked, like software is a set of program that are set of instruction, and instructions are set of rules. Now next is what is operating system, that I already explained, that operating system is a software which makes a computer to actually work. And next it is a software that enables all the programs we use. And next, the OS organizes and controls the hardware. OS acts as an intermediate between the application program and the machine hardware. And the most common examples of operating system are Windows, Linux, Unix, etc. And the goal of the operating system it execute user program and make problems easier. Next, make the computer system convenient to use, and last is use the computer hardware in an efficient manner. So moreover, the goal of an operating system is to provide convenience to user in doing their work, and it also makes the computer system more efficient, and all the computation are carried out by user easily and quickly. Next are the responsibilities of an operating system. There are basic three responsibilities. First is resource management, that means manages and allocate resources. Second is control program, that controls the execution of user programs and operations of input output devices. Third is command executor, that is provides an environment for running user commands. But one more modern view and the new modern responsibility of an operating system is the operating system as a virtual machine. Now, next is our the major part of this PPT is functions of operating system. It is one of very important topic in operating system, that is process management, memory management, file management, and input output management. First is process management. First of all, a process is a program in execution. It is a unit of work within the system, and program is a passive entity and process is an active entity. Next, process need resources to accomplish its task like CPU, memory, input output devices, and files. And second important thing is in initialization of data or initialization data. Third is process termination requires reclaim of any reusable resources. Single threaded processes has one program counter specifying location of next instruction to execute, in which process executes instructions sequentially one at a time until completion. And next is multi-threaded process has one program counter per thread. Typically, system has many processes, some operating system running concurrently one on one or more CPU. And in process management, in operating system allowing multiple applications to run simultaneously, the operating system keeps track of number of processes waiting to get processed and manages the processing of each and every process by providing them whatever they want. The modern operating system allocates a part of main memory to each running computer application. Second, we have process management activity, in which it includes creating and deleting both user and system processes. Second, suspending and resuming processes. Third, providing mechanism for process synchronization. Next, providing mechanism for process communication, and providing mechanism for deadlock handling. Next operation we have memory management. As we all know, memory management is one of the most critical job of the operating system. The operating system decides which file will be stored at which location in the memory. Both primary and secondary memories work under control of operating system. The operating system takes data needed for processing from secondary memory and stores into the main memory. Then it takes compute output from the main memory and stores it into the secondary memory when required by the user. In memory management, to execute a program, all all or parts of the instruction must be in the memory, and all of the data that is needed by the program must be in the memory. So memory management determines which what is in the memory and when, in which optimizing CPU utilization and computer response to the user. And the main activities of memory management are: first, keeping track of which part of memory are concurrently being used by and by whom. Second, deciding which processes and data to move into and out of the memory. Third, allocating and deallocating memory space as needed. Next is the file management. File management, basically files usually organized into directories, assess control on most systems to determine who can access what. And next is OS activities includes creating and deleting files and directories. Second, primitives to manipulate files and directories. Third, mapping files onto secondary storage. Next, backup files onto stable, or we can say non-volatile storage media. Next is input output system subsystem, that is an input output management. We can also call it peripheral management. The operating system manages the working of different output input output devices attached to the computer, and the different input output devices like printers and scanners work under control of operating system. For example, if there are three print commands fired from different applications, the operating system will ensure that all the printing jobs are performed efficiently and independent of each other. The operating system keeps a check on the working of various devices attached with computer. And one purpose of operating system is to hide peculiarities of hardware devices from the user, in which input output system responsible for: first, memory management of input output, including buffering, caching, and spooling. Buffering means storing data temporarily while in it is being transferred. Caching means storing parts of data in faster storage for performance. And third is spooling. It means the overlapping of output of one job with input of other jobs. And next is handles, journal, device driver interface. And last is manages drivers for specific hardware devices. And next is protection and security. Operating system provides protection and security to our system in different ways. In protection, it gives any mechanism for controlling access of processes or users to resources defined by the operating system. And in second point, security, defense of the system against internal and external attacks, in which huge range including denial of service, worms, viruses, identity theft, and theft of service. And systems generally first distinguish among users to determine who can do what, in which in user identities, it gives user IDs. Security IDs include name and associate number, one per user. Second, user ID, then associated with all files, processes of that user to determine access control. And next is group identifier, group ID, allows set of users to be defined and controls managed, then also associated with each process or file. Privilege escalations or allows user to change to effective ID with more rights. So basically it gives unique IDs to the user or group of users to stop the access of unauthorized user in the system and prevent our data, resources, and softwares in the in the computer system. And next we have the OS challenges. In OS challenges, first is the reliability. It uh, it gives the answers to the following question in reliability, that is, does the system do what is it was designed to do? Second, in availability, what portion of the time is the system working, in which we have mean time of failure and mean time to repair, that is the average time or mean time in which a system again start working. Second is security, in which, that is, can the system be compromised by an attacker? Second, next is privacy, that is, data is accessible only to authorized users. So to maintain the security and privacy of our system and protect it from unauthorized users. In next OS challenges, we have first performance. In performance, we have four parameters. But first is latency and response time. That is, how long does an operation takes to complete. Second is throughput. Basically, throughput in general terms are the average work done in a specific unit time, that is, how many operations can be done per unit of time by the processor. And third is the overhead, that is, how much extra work is done by the operating system. And the last is fairness, that is, how equal is the performance received by the different users. So these are the main topics in introduction of this PPT. Hope this will help you to understand the basics of operating system and the main functions of operating system and what are the current challenges that are faced by operating system. We all are using different operating system in our computer system, and the performance of and the efficiency of our computer system, overall performance of our computer system, depends upon the processor and how effectively operate our operating system gives jobs, schedule jobs to the processor to execute. Thank you.